Hi guys, happy Friday. Oops, can't turn that way. I am a hot mess today. I hope you guys can hear me all right. I'm just decided to show up as my authentic self in my authentic space right now of being a little bit disheveled and all over the place. So, my husband was out of town this week. So, it was just me taking care of my two toddlers by myself, which was a lot. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys as we get into our goals about how that transpired and affected my week this week, as well as I had a little technical difficulties getting on. So my monitor is not working. It's not connecting to my laptop for some reason, so I can't show my other screen. So I'm going to have to show it to you guys here on the camera. So, like I said, I'm just going to show up as my authentic self today, which is a little bit disheveled, a little bit all over the place. Anytime my husband goes out of town, it's always a difficult week for us. It's just hard doing everything by myself. Shout out to all the single moms out there because oh my gosh, it's just hard. It's just hard, especially of little ones. So I'm gonna pull out my 12-week year scorecard. If you would like to use the 12-week year scorecard, it's linked below. As always, that's a free template if you're following the 12-week year. Ideally, what we like to do with the 12-week year is track our SMART goals. So these are the goals that we can actually control and hoping to get at least 85% accomplished of what we set out at the beginning of the week. So I really wish I could share my screen. Maybe I could still do it. Let me see. It just will be, I won't see it on my second monitor now that I'm thinking about it, but I can actually, if you could bear with me, please, for just a second, just so I think it would be better if you guys can see what I'm actually doing. Let's see. Yeah, there it goes. All right, so now I just have to add that as a second screen. Present. Share screen. Window. Where is it? Entire screen. No, not entire screen. Maybe here. Yeah, movie recording. Oh. Crap. Maybe entire screen. Let's do that. All right, it's like the Matrix here, but let's see if you guys can see that. How does that look? I can't see. Yeah, that's not going to work. I'm just going to have to show it. Yeah, I think it's not working because I don't have my other screen. Try one more time. No. Okay. Forget it. So I'm just going to pull it up for you guys. So if you could let me know in the chat how you did this week overall. Are you proud of yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 when it comes to hitting your goals? I'm going to look at my 12-week year. I've been tracking through the week, and then I'll kind of rate myself from 1 to 10. So we have what we're looking at here. You can see I've already been tracking throughout the week. I'll read off to you guys my main priorities this month to help me get to my quarterly 12-week year goals. So my first monthly priority is body wellness. My second one is consistency. And my third one is productivity. So those are the three areas or three priorities that I'm working with this year. Okay. I mean, this 12-week year. Okay, so let me get a pencil or pen. So 20 minutes of cardio every day. I did that every day except for Monday. So out of 5, so 4 out of 5 is 80%. So that's almost at that 85% target that we're trying to meet. So I'll put that right there. Sorry, next week I'll have this. I didn't have time to prep, and I didn't know my monitor wasn't going to be working, so I'll have my stuff in order hopefully next week. Hopefully. um, then Pilates 2 times a week. So I went today, so that's a check, and I'm going on Sunday. So it's already scheduled and paid for. So more than likely, it would take a huge thing for me not to go. So I'm going to, for you guys' sake, say 100% and then come back on Sunday and track that. No sugar or alcohol. That's every day. So that's been 100%. So I'm doing like no added, anything with no added sugar. I am still eating like fruits and natural sugars, I guess, but nothing that has added sugar in it. And that has been so hard because you'd be surprised like how much stuff has added sugar in it these days. Stuff you wouldn't even suspect, like dressing and all these kinds of things. But I have been good about that. Oh no, I have here on Tuesday actually. I had a ginger beer, which doesn't have alcohol, but it did have like I think 6 grams of sugar or something on the label after I was already drinking it, and I just let myself have it. That was like a rough day with the kiddos. So that's actually, if I continue on between Saturday and Sunday, I got my little calculator here. 6 out of 7 would be 86% of the time. So on track. Now, consistency. So we have a few things that under this that I want to do. I wanted to have our family budgeting meeting each week. I wanted to create 2 ads per week, and I wanted to do my 1 newsletter per week. The newsletter I actually did 3 because it was the end. Today is the last day, actually, if you want to get 20% off of the Mod Ambition Planner to use the code New Year 10. You actually get, $10 off. So it's on sale now for $49, and then if you use the code, you can get it for $39. So I sent those out. So that's 100% on being consistent with my newsletter. 2 ads per week is actually 0%, and I'll get to why. The family budget, my husband just got in town at lunch, and then we did it after we ate lunch today, was our budgeting. So that's 100%. The 2 ads per week. So I had one of those interesting weeks that, if I'm being honest, there was a moment that I just paused and kind of assessed how I was feeling, and the emotion that came up for me was disappointed. So sorry, I'm shaking this table a lot. So while I got a lot done in my work as a neuropsychologist, and I had some really, really interesting cases that I had to diagnose with some interesting things going on with the brain, some really cool research that I dived into. So I felt really fulfilled in my work as a neuropsychologist. This week, I felt like the recommendations that I gave to my client are going to be really helpful for the client that I actually gave feedback to this week. So really happy with that. But where I was disappointed was being a multi-passionate person, not being able to do what I had planned. So I took more time to, so I work salary as my job and a neuropsychologist. So it just kind of means getting the job done. So I took extra time than the typical 40 hours per week to get some stuff done that I wanted to get done this week. And that time was taken from a bucket of time that I had set aside to create new ads and new promotions and new and like Instagram content, all those things that I wanted to get done this week. And I wasn't able to get them done because I spent more time on the neuropsychologist side. I also obviously spent more time on the family mom side because my husband was out of town. So I did have this like brief moment of pausing and just feeling really disappointed as a multi-passionate person that I couldn't get it all done. And kind of had to check those negative beliefs of I don't have enough time and, I'm moving too slowly and just feeling disappointed in myself. I really like to speak about those real moments that we have along the way of achieving our goals, because what allowed me to push through, I guess, is also having that compassion for myself and realizing that not everything is going to get done all at once, and I'm only one person, and kind of bringing it back into perspective. And I don't think I would have done that if I hadn't taken the time to acknowledge how I was feeling. And my husband is going out of town 2 more weeks, so every other week until like mid-February. for like the entire week. So I am going to have to readjust and be more realistic. If we think about that SMART acronym, the realistic piece is going to be really important for me to consider when I am setting these, when I'm doing my weekly planning, and even thinking about some of the goals that I've set out for my monthly priorities. So that's what I want to share about those 2 ads per week. So if I show you guys my scorecard so far, under the consistency, I have 100% under the family budgeting. I have 0% under the 2 ads, and I have 100% under the newsletter. And then we move into productivity. So 2 reports per week that actually did get done because I spent a lot of time, extra time in my job as a neuropsychologist this week, and sticking to my batch days. So I have 5 batch days. I didn't stick to my Tuesday batch day. I actually was supposed to do more stuff for my business, and actually spent majority of my time as my psychology job. So that's going to be 80%. So it looks like the main pieces where I need to do better, where I'm not hitting the 85%, are the ad creations, which I have planned my week for next week. And considering that my husband is back in town, so the ad creation, sticking to my batch days, and the 20 minutes of cardio I missed a day. And so then after you score yourself, so if I'm considering all that, considering I did do good in my 9-to-5 job or psychologist job, but my business stuff kind of slacked as far as sticking to my batch days, I think I would give myself a 7 this week. I want to give myself grace because I was kind of a single parent this week, dealing with the kids on my own, and I had a lot of stuff to do in my corporate job. So yeah, I'll give myself a 7. It's not like I was just sitting around like eating bonbons. I was still working. I just didn't get to do all the work that I want to do in certain areas. So what would you give yourself? Whether you're watching this live or in the replay, let me know how you did this week. Let's hold each other accountable, and also have grace for ourselves in the coming weeks. So then at the bottom here, we just have like our moon goals, which for me are lag goals, which for me is what I call my moon goals, which are my yearly goals. Hello, thanks for joining me. I guess I should type it too. And so I'm going to rate those. So total wellness, I feel like I've even gone above and beyond what I have listed here. The cardio, the Pilates, the no sugar, no alcohol. I've also cut out dairy out of my diet. I'm one of those people that for the last couple of years, I felt bloated like all the time. And this week, after cutting out the dairy and cutting out the sugar, I already feel so much better, have so much more energy. I'm not as bloated every day. What else have I been doing? I've been doing a lot of gut health things, like drinking my kombucha. I'm always pretty good about my vitamins, but doing like my AG1 greens every day, which has probiotics in it as well. Taking my supplements for my mood, which are my saffron and my vitamin D and 5-HTP. For those of you that don't know, I do have OCD, not the cleaning type. I kind of wish I had the cleaning type. Just kidding. I have perfectionism, OCD, and some other types, but that's another story for another day. But so my supplements really help me with that. I've been going to therapy. So as far as wellness, I've been doing really good. So as far as total wellness goes, I'm going to give myself probably like, if I'm considering for the year, like 25%. Sylvie definitely will watch the replay. If I didn't have a class at 6, I would stay for the whole thing. Oh, good luck with your class. Have a good time in class. Hope you learn a lot. Thanks for joining me. Wow, you're doing an amazing job at hitting all of those goals. Well, thank you, because I feel like so disappointed. I feel like I'm really motivated for the wellness goal. As I said, like, I don't know if anybody had a chance to watch my New Year reset, but a lot of goal research has said you can pick multiple goals for like your yearly goals and things like that. Like I have 3: total wellness, enjoying and nurturing my family and expanding my business. But you should pick one that's going to be like your priority goal. And of course, we have things like our vision board and our word of the year to help us even more kind of streamline our minds around our priority. And I'm really motivated for that priority goal. So I feel like it's coming a little bit easier. Now, some of the other things of consistency and productivity, I am working on. I did get new highlighters. Now, what did I do with them? Oh, here they are. I got these new highlighters from Amazon that have 5 colors in them, which I'm going to be using when I'm planning. I like these 4 are on brand for me, not the blue one, but these like earth tones. So I'm going to use, let's use the green one. I haven't used that one yet. And they have like 2 sides. They're by Zebra Midliner. Oh, someone else told me that, Hazel. I'm sorry about that. I also tried to send out an email, although I didn't send it today, but I will post the link earlier in the day. Today was an off day for me. I'm kind of all over the place. I don't think a lot of people saw when I first came on, but I'm a little disheveled because technology and things, and I'm just kind of running from thing to thing today. But I will post the link earlier in the day, so hopefully folks that want to join can actually have more time to, get it in their schedule and have the link and stuff. But thanks for joining me. Yes, I love these colors too. These are like, I went through a whole phase, small tangent. I'm going to get back to what I'm here for. But I went through a phase when I first started only wearing like neutral tones of only wearing black and white. And then about like a year before I had my kids, it expanded to like earth tone neutrals. So if you see like me in any of my videos for the past, like, I don't know, 10 years, I've been dressing like this. And it's carried into like my brands and things like that. Are neutral tones, and I've been searching for highlighters. So for a while I've been using these like Crayola skin tone highlighters because I haven't found any, but I finally found some on Amazon that I really like. So total wellness, I'm going to give myself like 20% of the way there of where I want to be for the year. So you just kind of mark it so you can keep track of your progress throughout the year. Enjoy and nurture my family. We have been doing the budgeting, nurturing, and we haven't been doing our letters and ABC since my husband has been out of town. They're not in any activity right now, my kiddos. I want to put them either in ski lessons again or swim. I'm trying to enjoy them more on the week. I'm going to say like 10% based on that larger moon goal that I have in my head of how I envision I want to be with my family. I'm about like 10% there out of where I want to be at the end of the year. And then expanding my business. The business has been doing well lately. It's the beginning of the year, so people are more motivated to look into different types of planners. So that has been good. The ads that I have up have been doing well. And I'm hoping that the new photo shoot that I'm going to do next week, as well as some new ads, are going to help. But I think it just being like the beginning of the year has been helpful. So I would say my goal, if I'm just transparent, because I feel like people that watch my live are usually pretty nice people, I don't really mind sharing my goals, was to get out at least 6 planners a week. I'm selling that like per day now. And I've had one, I think, lady inquire about a refund on the planner because it was different than what she expected. And then I explained it to her and she didn't. So I've never had a refund request on my planners, and I've had nothing but like good feedback. I'm working on making it smaller for those folks that want it smaller. And ultimately, through feedback that I get on like comments on my videos and stuff, I'm looking to see how I can really help women and men. I've got feedback from men too, but in my mind, it's focused towards women that are overwhelmed and really getting an idea of what is the best planning strategies that could help women feel less overwhelmed. I feel like the planner does a good job of it now, but I want to incorporate even more techniques and science into the planner. So expanding my business, helping more women. I would say I'm about 10% kind of like the family there of where I want to be at the end of the year. Hopefully I'll come out with that smaller planner and do some other things that will expand it and so I can help more people. And under expanding my business too is increasing the number of reports I do each week so we can serve more people at my job. So we have a huge waiting list. I work for a community mental health center, and we're like the only one that does neuropsych testing in like the area, especially at the level that we do testing. So if I can find ways, and it's low resource individuals, low income individuals, if I can find ways to speed up my writing process, that means we can help more people, which is the ultimate goal and part of my mission to, which is why I work at a community center like that. So that has been going well this week too. So after talking to you guys, I actually feel a little bit better. I did feel really kind of disappointed in myself for missing that day of work towards my business. But yeah, after saying it out loud, I feel not so bad. Thank you. Okay, so I usually would plan my week. I kind of already started planning my week because I was a little bit stressed. Like there was a comment on one of my videos saying that I talk about my planner a lot, which I do, but I will say it's because I really use it in my everyday life, especially when I'm feeling stressed and anxious. So I kind of already started planning my week. You can see here, mainly because I wanted to find a way to fit in what I didn't get done this week into next week. And I was just on my head. But my process, the last thing I need to do is write my habits. We can look at how I did my habits for this week. I think I've been tracking it. Yeah, I have. So outside of my 12-week year, I also have, I always say I'm going to be on here really quickly, and then I don't know. Do I talk a lot? I have my habit tracker. So these are things outside of my like 12-week year SMART goals that I want to keep up with, or just habits that I want to implement into my daily routine. That's kind of how I separate them. So I have my self-care Sundays, which I haven't checked yet because I haven't done it, although I did it last week. Therapy, which I put a check. Journaling is... so you can see three out of the 4 checks. I guess that's like 75% so far. I didn't do it on Monday. Reading. Does anyone have like right now for journaling, I'm just using like a blank notebook. I wanted to get like a mental health journal because I feel like by the time I get to I go to therapy every 2 weeks. By the time I get to my session, I don't really remember what happened. So that was the initial reason why I wanted to start journaling. And I wanted to get like a wellness one that I could kind of track like my eating and like, but also like my mood and anything like I want to talk to my therapist about, and like gratitude. And then spiritual stuff. So like, prayers, things like that. I haven't found one. If anyone has a journal that they like, no, you're not distracting me. I love having you here. Let me know. I'm also thinking about like just seeing what I like and then maybe creating my own, but we'll see. I don't want to get myself like on another. I'm trying to focus in my business, but that's hard because if I find something that I want to create that's not out there, I'm really motivated to do. Anyways, reading. That I've been doing every night because that's helping me calm down. I usually I think I stopped drinking at home like last August. Before that, I would have like a glass of wine at the end of the night, especially if my husband was out of town. That was kind of like my way to like what I felt like reward myself for dealing with these crazy kids all day. But it's really not rewarding myself. It's like hurting myself. It gives me like a lot of mucus when I drink. Even like one glass of wine makes me congested. It also makes me bloated. So reading has been kind of like my new thing with my magnesium drink that I make. I've read so many. Okay, last tangent. Sasha, hello. I'm glad to be here. Glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining. So I have this goal of reading, I think it was 24 books. Let's see. Let's go back. I should know that. Yes, reading 24 books, but I need to be more. So if you can see, I have my moon goals from my goal planner down here, reading 24 books. I need to be more specific if I want them to actually be like me reading or listening to audibles. So usually what I do is listen to audibles and read on my Kindle. And if I really like a book, either through Audible, let me stop shaking this, or through Kindle, I'll order the book physically and reread it because I feel like, I don't know, on Audible or Kindle, you can get a good gist of the book, but there's something about like holding the book and like highlighting it. And, I'm a planner person, so I'm a concrete person. So anyways, I've listened to a bunch of audiobooks this month already. I listened to Psychology of Money, which I felt like was okay. I've read a lot of financial books, so kind of was like some of the same information. I read, let me look at my phone. Why Am I So Effing Tired? By this doctor who's like a board certified doctor treating people's like hormonal problems, and she specializes in gut health and all these things. Was so good, and it's really helping me with my goal to heal my gut. So yes, I love a tangible book too. So I read that. I'm So Effing Tired. The Psychology of Money. So read. This is Audible, so listen to. Dopamine Nation. Oh my gosh, this book is so good. I got this book because I was considering going on like a dopamine detox. I feel like I'm kind of addicted to my phone, and just like being a neuropsychologist, I test a lot of people that have dopamine inefficiencies like ADHD, bipolar disorder, OCD. That all messes with your dopamine. Anybody that's neurodivergent. So I felt like I had like the neuropsychology perspective of it, but I want to like learn more about it practically. And this book, Dopamine Nation, is so good. It's by Dr. Anna Lembke. I also read What I Know for Sure by Oprah. It was good. Just kind of inspired me to get more into my mindfulness and groundedness practices. So the two so far that I've mentioned that are really good are I'm So Effing Tired and Dopamine Nation. And then what I'm currently listening to is The Garden Within, which is by psychologist Dr. Anita Phillips, who the book is about the analogy between like neurons being shaped like, a plant in our brains, and like the garden within us, like spiritually. And she ties like the spiritual and the psychological and the neuropsychological world. I'm making it seem like it's not that good, but it's actually brilliant. I love the analogies she uses, and it's really easy to understand. I'm not really giving it justice. Oh, if you have ADHD, you should definitely get that book. I've recommended it already to a couple of clients. It's the first chapter is a little bit jarring because she talks about sex addiction. But once you get past this, not that the first chapter is not good, but once you get past that chapter, I feel like it's more, I guess, interesting. So yeah, I've read a lot of books on Audibles just during the day, and then at night I'm reading books as well. So reading, as I'm doing well with. And then promo 2 times a week. That's my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I haven't done that. Sorry, this is every 2 weeks. I'm supposed to do that. I was supposed to do it today and I didn't get it done. So that's going to be a no. And hopefully I can get it done tomorrow when my kids are napping. If not, the 2 weeks will just be shifted to next week. And then my accounting, which I did before I went to Pilates today. So these are just the habits that I'm trying to get into my daily routine. I also have my daily routine written down for those that maybe haven't heard me talk about it before in my routines organizer. This is something I really suggest at the beginning of the year to give you a placeholder for your habits and your routines. I think I got this idea from the Organized Money here on YouTube. She's like brilliant. She's really good with money, but also organization. I think she has a planner as well. And then, of course, I wanted to make it my own way, so I made my own. I think I have it linked in the description if you want to get it. But ideally, what you do is you write down all the habits that you want to have in your life as part of a routine, either daily, weekly, monthly. But don't worry about that just yet. You just write down different domains. So I have like my family routines, like washing my kids' hair every Sunday, my self-care routines like therapy, and my routines for my business, like one YouTube video a week, one blog, that kind of thing. I have my routines for my spirituality and my personal development, like reading my vision board every day, my goals. I have my routines for my job as a neuropsychologist. Sorry, my habits. And then I have my habits that I want to keep for my home. So these are, you kind of just brainstorm, like looking at all the categories in your life. What are the habits that you want to have? And then you put them into different routines once you have them organized in that way. So I have my morning routines here, early morning, work AM, lunch routines, which is usually just eating and shipping orders. After work, early evening. So that's like after work, but before my kids come home. Then my evening routine after I put my kids down. Our weekend routines, like my home blessing, getting our groceries, meal prep, meal planning, those sorts of things. And I've put those new habits in here as well. So whenever you kind of make a change to your routine, especially, it could be helpful to redo this. That way, if you fall off track, like you have a chaotic week like I had, and you need to reset, you can go back and read your ideal way of doing your routines and get back on it so you can live more intentionally, which is what all of this is about, is intentional living. So that's how I did this week, guys. Be sure to let me know how you did. Oh, I missed some here. The Jesus Calling Journal is good as well. Oh, I didn't know they had a journal, Hazel. I have the devotional. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm going to get that. Thank you. A tangible book. I have ADHD. She's amazing. I watch her too. Oh, The Organized Money. Yes, she is amazing. I love her. She just seems like also like a really sweet person. But that is my week. I'm wishing you guys a week full of joy, intention, and self-compassion. Anything else I want you guys to have? Just happiness, I guess, overall. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you can join me next week as well. Same time, 4:30 Central, and I'll be better about posting the link earlier. And I hope you have a good weekend too. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.